Hola, bom dia. Carl Martin here with the Good Morning Portugal show from expatsportugal.com. How are you this morning? Is it beginning to look a lot like Christmas where you are? Do please use this show this morning to say Happy Christmas to other people in this community and beyond. Why not send festive greetings and wishes for a prosperous new year, etc., to people here and beyond? So you could send to friends and family and then get them to tune in. Maybe send them the link now. And we can hold on your Christmas greetings until after we've had a look at the weather and also the restrictions, because I guess it's a pretty good idea to check in on those and see what we are being guided to do and not to do for Christmas and for New Year. But yeah, let people know you tuned in here if you will, and then send them a lovely greeting. Because it may be that you're not able to see them in person as you might have wished or as you've done in previous years. So very good morning to you. Yes, getting in the festive spirit here on the Good Morning Portugal show. We will be here at 8 o'clock tonight with the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club as well to do a bit of a toast and a happy Christmas as well. That's 8 o'clock this evening, Lisbon time. So let's go look at that weather. Everyone's a bit sort of muted and quiet, I think, this morning. Currently, as we stand, maybe a lot of people are off out shopping or going chopping down a Christmas tree. So some people still do that, don't they? Go get the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve and then dress it this afternoon and evening. I think that's a lovely idea. Some people have had their Christmas tree up since October. Different strokes for different folks makes the world go round. So let me know who you are, where you are. If you are tuned in this morning, it'd be lovely to share a festive greeting with you. But first, the weather. Let's open up that page and see what's going on around the country and what sort of weather we are in for today and tomorrow, and looking forward to next week as well. See how that's shaping up. So there we go. There is the Expats Portugal weather page, and in Lisbon it is 10 degrees, mostly cloudy. It will rise to 14 degrees today, Christmas Day. And let me just see. No one is saying hello this morning. I'm just going to make sure the sound is on. Shall I? Sometimes I'm talking to myself here, and that's why nobody's responding. But then again, actually, when the sound is off, people are sending me messages to say, no microphone, no sound. But I think I can be heard today. I just think maybe everyone's a little bit relaxed and easygoing today and not too keen to say hi. Lisbon, 10 degrees, mostly cloudy. 14 the high today and a cloudy day. Similarly tomorrow, and then a lovely sunny weekend to look forward to for Boxing Day and the day after. The rain is holding off for Christmas, and we'll go into next week with some sun on the horizon there, which is lovely to see. So it will be a dry and fairly good temperature, right? 14, 15 degrees. That's not so bad, is it? On Christmas Day. If you're an expat who has come from a colder country, I'm sure you'll be delighted by that. For Portuguese people, of course, it's very cold at the moment. 7 degrees in Porto at the moment, and a sunny day. Isn't that lovely? And sun all the way for today, Christmas Eve, tomorrow, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. And yes, staying at around 13 degrees, the highest of temperatures. And then the rain coming back in on Sunday. For a few days by the look of it, and we will be back on New Year's Eve for another toast, incidentally, as well. So Coimbra, cloudy at the moment, overcast, 6 degrees. That's the kind of weather I get. It's a beautiful day looking out of my window over the valley. A bit cloudy then. 13 degrees the high today, but tomorrow looks great for 14 degrees for Christmas Day and 12 degrees on Saturday for Boxing Day. Faro is 12 degrees and mostly cloudy at the moment. It will stay that way today and tomorrow. It'll be a cloudy day, but nice and warm at 17. That's not so bad, is it? 17 degrees. And a Boxing Day sunny at 15 degrees, and then a nice day for Sunday maybe to go for a little promenade or a walk on the beach. 13 degrees and sunny on Sunday. So yeah, nice enough beach weather. Well, certainly Christmas beach weather can't be bad, can it? At 15 and 13 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. So let's go find out exactly what you can do this morning. And we will talk to our friends at Safe Communities Portugal about what's permissible and what's not. Oh, excellent. People are here. Good morning to you. I thought you'd all forsaken me. I had a festive forsakenness going on this morning, but a few comments and greetings I can see already. That's fantastic. Let your rellies know you tuned in maybe, and then send them a lovely greeting via me if you wish. I wonder if we're going to do that this morning. And certainly we can do that tomorrow morning for our Christmas Day special at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. If anybody feels the need for a bit of company at 10 tomorrow morning, come join me. I'll be here to do that with you. So Safe Communities Portugal, this is what's being said at the moment for the festive period. Unlikely to change now. Good goodness, it's been it's been a movable feast for sure, hasn't it? How the restrictions have changed. Will Christmas be open? Will it not be open? Can people be trusted? Can they not? Etc. Etc. But here you go. One of the best sources we've had all year, and let me wish them a very happy Christmas to David and the whole team at Safe Communities Portugal, doing a fantastic job all year, keeping us in the picture as far as COVID restrictions go and other health and safety matters all year long. I don't think they were expecting it to be like this for them this year, but they've done an amazing job. So happy Christmas to you all and a very prosperous and healthy 2021, Safe Communities Portugal. These are the new measures for Christmas and New Year. Please be reminded that new decree, just in case you need to know the decree, if this comes up in a pub quiz, an online pub quiz, what was the decree that came out for Christmas in Portugal? It was Decree 11A/2020, and it came into effect at midnight on the 23rd. So in other words, it's your Christmas Eve directive, and it lasts until January the 7th, okay? So it is valid throughout the continental territory, this decree, which was published confirming the measures for Christmas and the New Year period, which was announced by the government following the Council of Ministers meeting on December the 17th. So here we go. The summary, here it is. I mean, there's a lot to it, obviously, when the government publishes a decree of this kind, but this is what Safe Communities Portugal are so good at, is summarising it for us. And for the Christmas period, circulation between municipalities is allowed, okay, according to them and according to their interpretation of this decree. Circulation on public roads and spaces similarly, although restrictions do not apply to moderate risk municipalities. So it's just those high risk municipalities. And I will put this, the link to this, it could be useful, couldn't it, to put the link to this post on Facebook in the comments so you can check. I mean, some of us just don't even know anymore, do we, whether the municipality we're in is high or low risk anymore. But there is a guide to that as well, and also I'll post the link up for it. From the 23rd at 2300 hours until the 24th. So that's passed actually, so except for people who are traveling. Okay, so on this is what you need to know. From the 24th and the 25th, or on the 24th and 25th, this is allowable, the movement, until 2 in the morning on the following day, and for the 26th allowed until 2300 hours. This is the circulation between municipalities, okay, that is allowed. Then the opening hours for establishments on the 24th and 25th evenings, restaurant operation is allowed until 1 in the morning. That is in all risk municipalities. So Christmas, the festive spirit flowing freely, if you want, on the 24th and 25th until 1 in the morning. And then on the 26th, on Boxing Day, restaurant operation is allowed until 3:30 in the afternoon in municipalities with very high and extreme risk. On the 24th and 25th of December, the closing hours do not apply to cultural establishments. I guess those would be churches, right? And other places of worship and association. So for the New Year period, so this is a different story altogether. Christmas very open by recent standards. New Year not. Circulation between municipalities prohibited between 1 minute after midnight on the 31st and 5 in the morning on the 4th of January. And that's a circulation on the public roads for the entire continental territory prohibited on the 31st of December from 11 o'clock in the evening, and on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of January prohibited from 1 in the afternoon. When it comes to establishments, opening hours throughout the continental territory on the 31st of December, restaurant operation is allowed until 10:30 in the evening, and on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd, restaurant operation is allowed until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, except for home deliveries. So you could organize yourself a home delivery for the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of January. Public parties are prohibited, and that's the real big change, I guess, and a massive, a big cultural change for Portugal, right? So no festas all year and no New Year's Eve parties, as in big, public parties. The gatherings are prohibited on public roads of more than 6 people. Okay, so and the link I'm going to post for you shows you the extreme risk areas, the very high risk areas, the high risk areas, and the moderate risk areas. Those are the classifications. And there is a longer translation of the COVID plan measures for Christmas and the New Year periods, as I've just shared with you there. And even that summary, to me, still feels a little bit complicated. And I get a kind of dyscalculia when I hear you can do this then and this then, but not that then after that time. So extremely complex. But I mean, I guess the summary is that there's a freer movement for Christmas, but not for New Year's Eve celebrations. Okay, so let us then put that behind us for a moment, or to one side anyway. You may need that, of course, for the coming days, next week or so, and then into the new year. But there it is. It's on the screen now, and it is in the comments should you need to refer to it yourself. So let's have a look at these lovely greetings, shall we? And see what's going on in our community here, and if anybody wants to wish anyone else in the world a happy Christmas. And Carolyn from I thought it said sunny Moscow, but characteristically snowy Moscow. How lovely is that? From Carol Wieland, who is over there in Russia. And hi from snowy Moscow. Fantastic. Anu Bale is here. Merry Christmas, Carl, and a blessed New Year. Right back at you, Anu. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, and a prosperous and healthy New Year. Gail is here. Bon dia and Feliz Natal to you, Carl, and all the expats. Lovely, Gail. Thank you very much. Lovely bright star here in the Cabanas de Tavira today. Hope the sun shines for all our watchers, not only now, but next year as well. That's lovely, Paul. Thank you very much. So you've got a bright star in the daytime. That's very Christmassy and traditional. Do you intend to follow it with two other blokes? Don't forget your gold, frankincense, and myrrh if you're going out on a bit of a Christmas road trip. Notwithstanding, make sure you're back inside by New Year's Eve. Morning, Portuguesa. Morning, right back at you. Other Portuguesa and man cave buddy Gary Austin there over there in Al Viagra. Good morning to you, mate. How are you? How are you, Linda? Malcolm saying good morning to you from Christine and Malcolm. Good morning to you, Christine and Malcolm, down there in the south. What are your plans for Christmas? Nice quiet one, like a lot of people, probably. No rave this New Year's Eve then, right? For you? Not your normal New Year's Eve. Stuffing, internal or external? Oh, there's a question. So I often think the external stuffing, I don't know if you're thinking of making the balls, Chris, making a bit of a balls of it, as it were. So your sage and onion or what other stuffing you might be needing, do you put it inside the bird? Do you make stuffing balls or a little stuffing cake? Or do you make a stuffing toupee? Because there's another thing. I guess you could encrust your bird with a bit of stuffing, couldn't you? So please, if anyone's having a bird for Christmas, let us know, internal or external. Adrian here as well. Adrian Caffrey, good morning. Merry Christmas, Carl. He says, it looks like me might be getting a Brexit deal. Oh, we might be getting a Brexit deal announced today. I think that's true, Adrian. There you go. Boris's Christmas present to everybody, his oven-ready Brexit. Ta-da! It's quite amazing, isn't it? I don't think many people were expecting that. I think people were thinking it might be a no deal, a walk away kind of thing, or a sort of, it might just dribble in the new year. But it looks like, something quite formal is occurring today. And some people may have finally got what they wanted for Christmas when it comes to Brexit. Others still quite upset and bitter about it, I suspect, as well. But we shall see, Adrian. It's kind of like we've heard it all before, haven't we? It's definitely getting done. And there is good news and there's this and that. And then you study it and you think, actually, well, still don't understand what's being said there or what's going to happen. And of course, it will all be coming out in the wash, won't it? We'll go into the new year with whatever happens. And really where it makes a difference, I think, is where human beings interact with each other, as we've seen, on the borders and at the channel ports and so on, for one, really significant part of this. And then when fishermen go out to sea will be another thing, won't it? And when you want to travel, or when you want to send something, or when you want to do business with other people, and will people's language change? Will we start saying on the continent again? As some people never gave up saying that, did they? But I'm sure our vocabulary will change a little bit as well as we evolve out of the association with the European Union and the European Commission and create an entirely different relationship. But I think it will take time, won't it, for these things to for us to realize the full impact and the practical day-by-day implications of such a thing. But you're absolutely right, Adrian. It does look like something formal is occurring today. And I think wasn't there an 8 a.m. press briefing this morning? I always hesitate to talk too much about Brexit because I know other expats are available, and they're probably sick of us going on about Brexit. But that said, I do think other European countries will be watching to see what happens with the UK, and the feeling on the ground across Europe. I think for those who want to leave the European Union as well, similarly to the UK, will be watching closely to see what happens and what the repercussions are. And then, of course, there are the net benefactors of the association with the EU who definitely won't want to be leaving. That's how the whole thing keeps running, I think, doesn't it? Is, the people who have experienced a net loss, which caused much of the bitterness. I don't know, actually, I won't say that because, that will open up a whole can of worms. But anyway, it's something to be keeping an eye on. And thank you for mentioning it this morning, Adrian. And a Merry Christmas to you, sir. Good Christmas Eve morning from Doreen Reyes. Good morning, Doreen. How are you this morning? Thank you for that. And yes, igualmente. And Nat Waring, good morning and Merry Christmas from the Cotswolds in the UK. Hoping we'll be joining you in Portugal next year from Nat and Dave. I hope so too, Nat and Dave. And I hope you have a beautiful Christmas in the picturesque Cotswolds over there in the UK, not far from our friend Jeff as well, who's also in the Cotswolds, who's been corresponding with us all year, or since spring when we began anyway. I didn't know it was going to be like this, that we would still be going. It was a public service thing to begin with, but here we are with the Good Morning Portugal show, wishing you a happy Christmas this morning. Didn't see that coming, but I'm delighted to be doing so. Bon dia from Porto, from Joel Safira. Good morning to you, mate. How are you this morning? Has your festive... last night on the Portugal show, we did the Ask Anything About Portugal. It was very popular, the hashtag Ask Anything About Portugal. And we ran well over time and we answered lots of questions. One of the questions we asked was, where are you feeling on the festive spectrum? Safaro, I think, was a 3 or a 4 and was slowly building towards maybe a 5 or a 6 today, and perhaps getting to 9 or 10 tomorrow. How are you this morning? How are you feeling about your festive period this morning, Safaro? In advance, Xmas. So there's a kiss from Tony NGS there. He's putting the Chris in Xmas there, I think, to all of us and to all his friends in Portugal. Thank you. Have a blessed one, he adds. And happy Christmas to Jeff Leyland. Yeah, the aforementioned Jeff Leyland, Sally Joyner, Sally Rosina Leyland, Amelia Bishop, Elaine Godley, Carl Munson and family. Thank you, Tony. I imagine that's a few links there in the comment. Very kind of you. He's tagged a few of us this morning. That's a lovely idea. Thank you, Tony. And yes, all the best to you. And happy Christmas, of course, and your plans for coming to Portugal in the new year. Jeannie in Belgium this morning. Merry Christmas to the Good Morning Portugal community from a rainy Flanders this morning over there. Good morning to you, Jeannie, and happy Christmas to you. Maybe you could tell us what that is in Belgium as well. That'd be pretty awesome. And he's still a 2 in Porto. He's still down at number 2 on the scale. My goodness. Interesting. Okay, well, I hope that improves. I hope if you want it to improve there, Joel. Interesting. Still only a number 2. Sharon Banner is here this morning. Good morning, Carl. Thank you for keeping us updated all year. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you, Sharon. And it has absolutely been my pleasure to do that. It gets me up in the mornings. Sometimes at about 8:45. I'll let you into a little secret. But I'm sure, the sharper-eyed among you will have noticed that. Look at the state of him this morning. One of my resolutions is to get up earlier in the morning, obviously with the longer days and spring in the air soon enough. It'll be my pleasure to get up early, probably at least 8:30. And prepare for the show, gird my loins for the show. But it's been a pleasure, absolutely, Sharon, and lovely to make your acquaintance, and a happy Christmas to you and yours. Michelle Castro Vieira is here. Bom dia e boas festas. First Portuguese Christmas greeting, I think, this morning. Thank you for that. We've left Nottingham behind for a couple of weeks, and we are here in lovely Porto. Well done, Michelle. That's great news. Back in the old place, right? In lovely Porto. That's wonderful news. So very happy Christmas to you there, celebrating in Porto, and for the new year as well. Alison, good morning, Ali. Thanks, Michelle. Good morning, Ali. Felicia Natal, Carl Munson and family. Thank you for your fabulous show this year. It is my pleasure. Here's hoping for a great year ahead for us all. Yes, I plan to continue in 2021 with this. I would like to think of us as an institution here. And talking of institutions, here comes Mrs. M with my cup of tea.
I'm not an institution.
No. Oh no, I'll put my foot in it now. Why is that? Why does that always happen? I always say the wrong thing when Mrs. M comes in and then embarrass myself. I'm just saying, you and I are in the institution of marriage. That doesn't sound so good either, does it? It's just getting worse. Stop digging, Carl.
How about that we've just chosen to be married to each other because it's so wonderful?
Did you hear that, everybody? We chose to be married to each other because it's so wonderful. Yes, I will raise my cup of tea to that. Love you. Thank you. Oh, there she goes. Lovely British cup of tea on Christmas Eve. That feels so traditional and right. Felicia Natal, Carl Munson and family, thank you for your fabulous show this year. Here's hoping for a great year ahead for us all. Absolutely. Yes. And I was saying this last night. Come on, folks. We have been, thank you, Ali. We have had this year of fear, haven't we? Which to me has been the culmination of years of fear. Basically, we live in a fearful age, and the pandemic year has been the absolute culmination of all this malarkey of gloom and doom and negativity that the media, the sort of mainstream media, is so good at sharing with us. So I think it'd be quite a good idea to limit our exposure. I will pledge to keep things as much as I can on the positive side of things. Portuguese positivity, and start to get in training for a much happier new year, and for us to remember how to enjoy ourselves and our lives despite the restrictions. I'm not saying let's throw off our shackles and, like Gary, sort of run naked into the forests of Alvaiazara with gay abandon. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, Gary, you should, if that's what you want to do, you should continue doing that. We can't all do that, can we? Can you imagine the scene on the beaches of the Algarve, if everybody just stripped off and ran into the sea, whooping and cheering and celebrating life in such an outrageous way? We can't all do that, and probably shouldn't. And we should definitely respect each other's safety and health, and do what we need to do with restrictions and so on. And guidance from the government. But I think I think there's a massive area to backfill of mirth, merriment and joy. And, this is cast a dark shadow. And I think we really need to reinflate our sense, our joie de vivre, our happiness, our health and our vitality. So I do want to lead the charge with that in the new year. Now you mentioned it, Ali, about, going into a great year ahead for us all. Much more fun, much more happiness and joy within, a safe context. But really, it suddenly occurred to me, we've forgotten how to enjoy ourselves, and in many ways forgotten how to be happy with the intrusion of this thing this year. And that's been going on for a few years, I think, as well. It just strikes me that we don't enjoy ourselves, generally speaking, what with all the sort of, the pressures that we've taken on, as much as it looks like people used to in the 60s, 70s and 80s. And I know that's when it all changed in the 80s, right? Arguably, that's when it all started to go wrong. But I think we got to pull it back. We've got to pull it back from the brink and the abyss of misery and start having a really good time in 2021, notwithstanding what we have to do health and safety wise. Am I romanticizing the past like people of a certain age do? Or do you agree with me that we might have forgotten how to enjoy ourselves as much as we used to? So onward then with your wonderful greetings this morning. I'd like to wish everyone a happy, healthy Christmas and a much more hopeful new year. Okay, you've done it there, Gary. I think it's important. And thank you for doing that. And thank you very much, Gary, for your consistent and excellent support this year. Without you and people like you who've sort of gravitated towards this space and made this community, it wouldn't be what it is. So thank you, Gary, for being there, steadfast with us, and a vital part of the Expat Man Cave. I think it's important not to mess around with seamen. I think he's referring to Brexit and the fisheries. I certainly hope so. Just spending time together this Christmas. Can't think of anything better. Yeah, that's nice, Malcolm, isn't it? It's like, the government making us stay in together and have a good time. That's not so bad. So have a good one. Malcolm and Christine, just spending time together this Christmas. Maybe another thing we've forgotten, how to do, how to enjoy simple pleasure. Really interesting, isn't it? Feliz Natal con muita saúde e esperança. Thank you, Anna Baltazar. A coach, I think. Formação, what does that mean? Formação coaching. So coaching and training, perhaps, formação. So Feliz Natal com muita saúde e esperança, with health and hope for the new year. I'm loving these greetings. Thank you so much, everybody. Keep them coming. Feliz Natal from right back at you, Anna. Will the wine club be on tonight? Just a toast. We're not going full on wine tasting. Some of the wine club ninjas will just link up at around 8 o'clock. Well, at 8 o'clock. We can't say at around 8, can we? Because people will just drift in willy-nilly. So we're aimed for 100 hours this evening. And it'll be a chance for us wine club ninjas to say Happy Christmas to each other, but open arms, socially distanced, open arms, metaphorical open arms to the rest of the world to raise a glass. And I imagine a few of us, so for example, I've still got this one, this Donna, and where is she? Donna Antonia. That might be in my glass tonight for my toast, which is one of the highlights for me from the wine club this year that Gary chose. So yes, come with your favorite person and wine tonight at 8 o'clock, and we will again have a tipple and raise a glass. Feliz Natal from Jacqueline Claire, or Claire as I call her, as she's known. That's her full posh title for civic awards and that sort of thing. Lady Jacqueline Claire Bendel. I think it's safe for us to call her Claire. Feliz Natal, Carl, she says to us and to me. And again, right back at you there, Claire, to you and Mark as well. Feliz Natal to you both, and a happy and healthy new year. And actually, a really good opportunity for me to mention Claire's YouTube channel, looking fabulous at 50 and over. A niche YouTube channel there, and a very important and excellent niche it is too. And you'll get great fitness and health insights from Claire there. So feel free to put the link to that to help arm people with their health and fitness resolutions for 2021. Claire, just going to have a quick sip of my tea. Hold on just a moment. Ouch. It's normally cooler by this time. Mrs. M's thrown me there with a boiling hot cup of tea. Ouch. Eric Willingham, good morning to you. Bon dia from Faragudo from Eric. That's great. Lovely to have your company, Eric. How's your weather down there this morning? Wonderful. Jerry. Look at this. Look what he's doing to me. Madin Mahith, Karl. Naleich Shana Duit. How did I do there, Jerry? With that, but a Celtic Christmas blessing there for us all. Thank you, Jerry, and fantastic to make your acquaintance this year. And here's to a fantastic year for Expats Portugal, of course, as well for 2021. Thank you, Jerry, for that traditional Irish greeting there. Dropping me right in it. Merry Christmas, Joel and Carl, Mrs. M, and the bin lids. Fantastic, Peter. Love your Xmas. Cheers, Joel. Yeah, he's firmly a number 2 in Porto this morning. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Didn't mean to call you a number 2, Joel. Peter also struggling with a 2, but when we hit Portugal, it will be an 11. Yeah, it'll be a spinal tap 11. That's actually, on all scales here in Portugal, they do go up to 11. So you'll be absolutely right for that, Peter, when you finally get here. And please, mate, don't let the restrictions and the external circumstances get to you too much. We're wishing you a happy Christmas here from the hearts of our bottoms, at the bottoms of our hearts here on Good Morning Portugal. And hopefully we can lift you from a number 2. And, happiness, as they say, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but happiness is an inside job, isn't it? It's what we generate on the inside that really counts. And I think that's what we've forgotten over these last couple of decades, And I think we need a 70s revival. And again, I might be being romantic and overly and incorrectly nostalgic. I just think when I think about the age I grew up in, people seem to be a bit more carefree, not without their problems and challenges. That's part of human life, isn't it? To have problems and challenges, but not so many, and not to take it all so personally. What's happened to us? Let's try a different approach in 2021. Some more of the spirit of the 70s, I think, except all the bad bits. Leave them in the 70s. Winter of Discontent, for example. I've just ordered some microphones and karaoke games for my PS4 and we'll be having a festive sing-song to have some fun. That's a great idea, Claire. Lovely. Do feel free to post up some video or pictures of you on our social media of you having a great time doing that. Gary Austin, feeling all proud and loved up now. And so you should, Gary. I think, what is that, because of my thanks and tribute to you this morning? Absolutely, man. I totally mean it. You are an incredible part of this community with your consistent attendance and your suggestions and your ideas to me, your guidance and your hand on my shoulder has been really helpful to me this year. So thank you so much. Claire has put up her link to her YouTube channel. That's fantastic. So it's quite a good hangover cure as well, I think, the way she goes about things. So if you need to feel more sprightly and have a bit of a spring in your step, go to that YouTube channel and have a bit of fun with Claire there. Anna, formação means tutoring. So even though it's Christmas Eve, we're still learning Portuguese. There you go. Oh, excellent. You teach Portuguese online. So you may wish to make an inquiry to Anna about that. Formação means tutoring. So she's a tutor and a coach teaching Portuguese online. Fantastic. Anna Baltazar. And I do love your name, Baltazar. That's wonderful. I thought Jerry had a... I thought Jerry had a crisp stuck in his throat for a minute there. Yes. Like a seasonal crystallized ginger or something with his I really don't know if I've pronounced that at all. Oh, he says, great pronunciation, Cole. Next Guinness on me. Well, yes. All right. Fantastic. That sounds great. And where can you get a decent Guinness? I know the answer is you can't outside of Ireland, really. But is there a place in Portugal where you can get a fairly good one? I'm thinking Lisbon or the Algarve, right, are the most likely suspects for that. Jerry, do let us know where the Guinness is best in Portugal, so that when the time comes, we can get there and have that. But I'm pleased that I passed that pronunciation test. Have you been down to the woods today and given someone a big surprise, Garbo? Merry Christmas to you too. You see, that really got out of hand, didn't it? Gary's epiphany that he shared with us, the moment that he had in the woods, where he beheld nature and was so grateful for it, and it's escalated into something entirely more amusing, but actually not true. But still, we're having a lot of fun with it. So let's park it up there. Let's park up the Good Morning Portugal show bus, the road show. Maybe we'll have a road show one day. Wouldn't that be fun? Again, going back to the 70s. And who among you here remembers the Radio 1 road shows that used to go? And of course, as soon as I think of that, I think of all those dodgy DJs who are part of that. But let's stick with, the good intentions of the Radio 1 road show, which used to go around all of the UK. And they would, they'd get a stage and they'd crank up the music and people would gather from miles around to have fun with the Radio 1 Roadshow crew. And let's have a Good Morning Portugal roadshow and we'll tour around Portugal. Jerry, let's make a note of this, right? Let's write this down. We'll get a tour bus with our big Barcelo cockerel on the side of it. Whenever we roll into town, we will be as popular as the Coca-Cola bus is at this time of year. And we'll play some music and we'll do the show from a different town every morning. Mrs. M's going to love that, isn't she? Guess what? I'm going on tour for the year. We're going to have a crash to come with us as well for that one, and a mobile office for Mrs. M. But it's doable. It's all doable, and it's all within this renaissance of happiness and joy that I'm predicting for 2021. Of course, now that the age of Aquarius is finally here as well. Excellent. So yes, Good Morning Portugal Roadshow. Love that idea. Villanova de Milfonche has Guinness, medicinal Guinness. We are finding out now from Good Morning to you, Shelley. Another one of our great friends and supporters of Good Morning Portugal, Shelley. So wonderful to make your acquaintance this year, Shelley, and welcome you into the country. So yes, Guinness in Alentejo at Villanova de Milfonche. That's really good to know. Mental note made there. Merry Christmas, everyone, she goes on to say. And the Radio 1 Roadshow, not off, all right? Yes, smashy and nicey from where that wonderful stereotype occurred. Radio 1 Roadshow. We should do it. We should definitely do it. I hope to be next Christmas in Portugal and making bacalhau and pastel de nata. We will remind you and keep that. That was a phrase we came up with. just say this finally to you on this Christmas Eve morning. That was a phrase that we came up with this year, wasn't it? Keeping the Portuguese pilot light lit. And thank you, Jenny. And have a great day today. I believe you can get a decent Guinness at the Alvazara Nudist Club. Take a towel as well to sit on, because I believe that's what you do. There's an Alvaya, and I'm not going to call it the Alviagra Nudist Club, because you just don't want that while you just want a simple game of volleyball and a pint of Guinness. That'll do nicely. Yes, Jerry, another excellent recommendation there. And if there isn't an Alvazara Nudist Club, there should be, right? So let's make that another one of our intentions and resolutions for the new year. That's the sort of thing that gives expats a bad name, right? Starting up a nudist club. Coming over here and taking your clothes off. A Bush Festus from Owen. Good morning to you, Owen. Another great friend of what we do here and our community. Owen, have a great 2021, mate. I think all the signs are there for you, aren't they, for a complete lift off. And I'm sure you're with me in thinking that things have got a little bit too serious in this last decade, for sure. And it's time to throw off those shackles as well as your clothes and have a great time in 2021. Notwithstanding the challenges, not being a Pollyanna and ignoring that we do have some, problems to face. But really, we need to draw a much bigger line of happiness next to it, don't we? And joy and vitality and well-being. Come on, folks, we can do this. So the year of fear behind us and the year of good cheer to come in 2021. But what was I saying? Yeah, thanks, Owen. Lots of love to you, mate. Time to get rid, yes, of all that misery and negativity. Absolutely, or unless he's talking about his clothes as well. Keeping the Portuguese pilot light lit. I sincerely hope we've managed to do that for people, because we had the pandemic curveball come in, which was a real nuisance, devastating to some people's plans. And part of what we did this year, I hope, was keep the Portuguese pilot light lit. You kept the flame alive, so that when you come back, you can turn the gas up full and have a wonderful new life in Portugal, or just come and visit, because a lot of people who tune in, I think, just are actually, we've got a really varied community, haven't we? From people from all over the world, people who are dreaming about being here, people whose plans got changed this year, obviously, people who are already here, like the Garys and the Owens of the world, who've made a life here, a new life here. We get together, and it's a nice little link to have an expat community, but Portuguese people as well, who are tuned in from around the world, keeping in touch with the home country via us expats and this service. So for all different reasons, for all different kinds of people, keeping that Portuguese pilot light lit. And rest assured, I will do my best to continue to do that on these morning shows. So yes, the Portuguese pilot light, it's glowing, and it will glow throughout Christmas and our programming shut down until the new year, and then we'll turn it up. Keep it lit for you so that you can come and turn it up yourself and enjoy all the beauty and bounty that Portugal has to offer. So that's something really important to look forward to in 2021. All the wonders of Portugal. May they stay blessed and bountiful for the coming year and many beyond. New decade, of course, we're going into. So we'll do our best to remind you of all the wonderful things about Portugal, and help you to come here and help those of you who are already here have a fabulous life here. Laughter is the best therapy. Yeah, we've had a bit of a giggle this morning. It doesn't take much to get me started, does it? Especially with you, Gary and Jerry, with those sort of comments. Woohoo! 2021, says Laura simply. Yes, here we go. A fabulous year of good cheer, 2021, and putting the year of fear behind us. And thank you, Carl, says Laura. Thank you, Laura. It was great to talk to you that evening about your life, your expat life here. One of our many wonderful expat chats that we've had this year as well. And you inspired people. You were mentioned last night on the show, people saying, who was that lovely lady who renovated a schist cottage? And where do I find my own schist cottage like that? So all the best to you, Laura, and you and yours there, and your continued hibernation as people do in central Portugal, in the outback and the wilds of central Portugal. They still hibernate, like bears, and they will be emerging from their slumbers. Obviously, they do that for the show. They open one eye to watch the Good Morning Portugal show, but they'll be opening both eyes and having a yawn and a stretch, probably in about February or March, and looking forward to a glorious spring and summer in central Portugal and beyond, as we all are. So thank you so much this morning with all your Christmas wishes and comments. And we'll see you tonight for a quick toast at 8. And I look forward to that. So have a great day with your final preparations for the big day tomorrow. And we'll see you tonight. So take care. Bye for now. Hasta logo. Ciao, ciao. Beijinhos. Abrazos. And of course, Feliz Natal.